Packer fans? Back again. It is week 14. The Packers are getting ready to host the Chicago Bears. It is Bears week. Let's go, Packers. Let's get right to it. Go, Pack, go. The Packers coming off a big win against the Lions, 3 in a row now, and the Packers second place, 8-3-1 behind the Chicago Bears, who are 9-3 in the NFC North. Detroit fell behind us, and the Vikings are way behind them. And so it is going to be Packers-Bears till the end. We do play them again. I think it is week 16. That game just got flexed to the Sunday night primetime game. Pretty exciting. But for now, week 14, Packers should be getting some guys healthy. They should be getting Matthew Golden back. It looks like Jaden Reed could be coming back. Brenton Cox's 21-day window just opened up, and Marshawn Lloyd's 21-day window just opened up. Don't think those last two guys, Lloyd and Cox, will be playing against the Bears, but Reed does have a big chance to play, and Golden should be back. Very exciting to see him back with if Jordan Love can get all of his wide receivers out there, Golden, Reed, Watson, Dobbs, Wicks, I think that this offense could be definitely very powerful moving forward into the next few weeks and into the playoffs. Hopefully all the guys can get out there, and hopefully all of them can stay healthy. I'm really excited to see how this offense can kind of progress without Tucker Kraft, now a few weeks away from his injury, obviously. Wicks had a big game last week against the Lions. We know what Watson can do. He had 4 catches, 80 yards, and Dobbs still very consistent. So really exciting to see how this Packers offense keeps moving forward, and this Bears team is going to be tough. They're really good on defense, really turn the ball over a lot for the opposing offense, and just make it real tough on the opposing offense. So this Packers team is going to have to come out tough. Offensive line is going to have to keep playing really well. They played great the last 2 weeks. I like the switch out of Jordan Morgan and putting Anthony Belton in at right guard. I like that move. I think they're going to keep that going forward. Sean Ryan's playing really good at center, replacing Elton Jenkins. And then Aaron Banks kind of stepping up at that left guard position. I like what I've seen out of him. And then at the tackles, Zach Tom and Rasheed Walker playing great. Got to give my props to Walker. I mean, he was a 7th-round pick out of Penn State, a guy that probably wasn't going to be a long-term left tackle in this league, maybe just a backup or something, and he really solidified himself once he got his shot to be that left tackle when Bakhtiari went down. We had Yash in there a little bit a couple years ago, but he's been great. Walker's been doing really well. So for the Packers up front against the Bears do have a really tough defense, like I was saying. Montez Sweat brings a lot on the edge. Then they have Grady Jarrett, the old Falcon, came up here. I think he was all-pro for the Falcons. Even as a rookie, he played really well. So they have Grady Jarrett in the middle. They have Dexter Sr. in the middle also. And then they have Robinson on the outside with TJ Edwards in the middle of the linebackers. And that guy is really good. Obviously, he played for Wisconsin, so Packer fans probably know him. And then on the outside at corner, Jalen Johnson's really good. They have Kyler Gordon also. They have C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who played for the Eagles and the Lions, so the Packers know him well. He is really a playmaker on the back end. And then they have Kevin Byard, who played for the Titans. I think he was Pro Bowl for the Titans back in the day, and now he plays for them. They also have Jaquan Brisker, who brings a lot to that defense for the Bears. So a lot going on for the Bears on the back end. That's why they've been turning the ball over a lot for the opposing offense, or forcing turnovers, I should say. I keep saying it wrong. Forcing turnovers and just keeping the ball in the offense of the Bears. So for the Packers, like I said, the offensive line is going to have to hold up tough against Montez Sweat and Grady Jarrett in the middle. Jarrett is really a good pass rusher for a big guy in the interior line of the defense. And then TJ Edwards, and then the linebackers for the Bears are tough too. Obviously, they move sideline to sideline well. I think our linebackers are a little bit better, but this defense has definitely forced a lot more turnovers than the Packers. And for, obviously, Jordan Love, he's going to have to come out and play great. 4 touchdowns last week against the Lions. Only 18 of 30, 230 yards or so. So not huge numbers, but the 4 tutties are obviously what we're looking for. Big game from him. Definitely plays well on Thanksgiving. But this Bears game, the Bears did get us. We played them January 5th last year. They beat us. Not sure. The game for us wasn't as big of a deal. I don't think we had a lot to play for. Maybe we were playing for seeding, but I don't think we could have been the 1 seed, obviously, with the other teams being so high up. So I'm not sure how much meaning that game had for us. But for the Bears, obviously, I think they've beat us once in the last 12 meetings. So for Jordan Love, he has to keep what Brett Favre started, because the Bears were way ahead in the all-time rankings once Brett Favre took over. Then Aaron Rodgers took over, and they were still in the lead. But now with Jordan Love, he has the all-time lead with the Packers, and they want to keep it going. Obviously, winning 11 of the last 12 is big. But this Bears team, 9-3, finally this Packers-Bears rivalry has a game that actually matters and means something. So very exciting. And this Packers offense, Josh Jacobs is going to have to keep it going. It looks like he's healthy. He played really well early in the first half against the Lions. I want to see him keep it going. Maybe if we can do kind of a running back tandem with Wilson and Josh Jacobs, kind of keep them fresh and try to run the ball against this Bears defense. I think that's how we're going to open up the pass a little bit. Obviously, it'd be nice to see Musgraves and Weil and Fitzpatrick get a little bit more involved in the passing game as tight ends. But Musgraves did have that big 23-yard catch against the Lions. Nice grab along the sideline, kind of diving, hands catch. So really nice to see him do that. I want to see more of that out of him. But then it comes down to the receivers. Will Jayden Reed play? Will Matthew Golden play? And if they don't, Dontavian Wicks, can he step up again after 2 touchdowns and 94 yards last week? And then Romeo Doubs obviously playing well. He had a touchdown, and Watson had a touchdown. So the starting receivers basically for the Packers had touchdowns last week, which is awesome. So can you get Golden in the mix? Can you get Jayden Reed back out there? That would be great. Reed just brings a dynamic piece to this Packers offense that these other guys don't have. The speed, agility, the quickness is all there for Reed, and it's really an exciting piece of the puzzle for Matt LaFleur and the rest of this Packers offense. So can't wait for him to get back. I've been rooting for him. He got hurt week 2 against the Commanders, a clavicle collarbone issue, and then he had a surgery on his foot. And I think the foot thing is kind of the lingering thing because the collarbone should be 6 to 8 weeks. That should have been healed up by now. He should have been back out there, but now we're going into week 14, so that's 12 weeks basically. So it's a long time for the collarbone. So hopefully Reed's back out there. His 21-day window opened a few weeks ago, so I think he should be back this week. Otherwise, he's going to have to be back next week. I think we go to Denver. But for this Packers offense, can Jordan Love keep it going like he has been? Toyota-thon Jordan Love, let's keep it going. What a way he's been playing. 4 touchdowns, like I said. And now with this offense, kind of getting some more pieces together, maybe the tight ends can kind of develop a little bit more, and this offense can really get going. Obviously, it starts with running the ball, setting up play action, and then some play calling by Matt LaFleur. But I'm excited to see how this offense can kind of keep progressing as it gets late into the season. Like I said, we could get Marshawn Lloyd back. That kind of adds a little piece of the puzzle. He's kind of like our Jahmyr Gibbs. Kind of a scat back, really quick, shifty, and does have some power as well. And then, obviously, getting like Brendan Cox on the defensive side, Lucas Van Ness on the defensive side back, trying to fill the gaps of Devontae Wyatt, because Carl Brooks might still be out. Hopefully he comes back this week. I'm not sure if he's going to be back, but we really need on the back end, on the front side, Nazir Stackhouse to step up. We need Colby Wooden to step up. We need Warren Brimson to step up. Those guys have been playing well in the middle, but without Devontae Wyatt and his production, 2 sacks 2 weeks ago, and then getting hurt last week, kind of a bummer. But Packers defense up against this Bears offense. Now, Caleb Williams, number 1 pick last year, coming out of USC and Oklahoma, pink fingernails and all, but he is definitely a playmaker, 6'1", can move around, scramble, can throw on the run, can definitely throw some good passes. I won't say dimes, but good passes, and he is a great quarterback. So starting out, this season, they've won 9 games. They really turned it around from last year. Ben Johnson, I think, is the biggest piece of the whole puzzle. I don't think Caleb is that great. He just has been playing good this year. And then with Ben Johnson and kind of his play calling and kind of his scheme, you see with the Lions, they're not as good as they were last year. Obviously, the Vikings suck. They got rid of Darnold. That's their bad. But the Lions, without Ben Johnson, just not as explosive and productive. And so Ben Johnson carried that over to the Bears, and they look good. He took his shirt off last week, whatever. Hopefully, try to do that at Lambeau, buddy. You're not going to do it, and it's going to be a cold, cold night going home with the L. But for Green Bay, against this Bears offense, they've got 2 running backs. DeAndre Swift, who played for the Lions and the Eagles, so the Packers know him well also. And then Kyle Monangai. This guy came out of nowhere. He's had 100 yards rushing last week, had a few other games where he had 100 yards and a few touchdowns. Now with Swift last week, also against the Eagles, they both went over 125 yards rushing on the ground. First time the Bears have done that for a long time. I'm not sure when, but it's been a while because the Bears haven't been good in a while. So, but yeah, so Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift really running well for the Bears. So the Green Bay defense is going to have to step up. The guys up front, the front 4, and then the back 3 linebackers are really going to have to play well in unison and kind of keep a wall moving back and forth and bottle these guys up. So I don't think that the Bears will be able to run the ball like they did against the Eagles. I don't know why they were able to be so successful, but they were. Packers have been playing well against the run. They played really good. The first time they played the Lions, they played okay. This time they played last week against the Lions, I think Gibbs and Montgomery had 100 yards combined rushing. So, and Montgomery did have 1 touchdown. So pretty good against that offense and against that running team. So I think against the Bears, Packers should be able to do about the same. And then obviously on the outside, they do have some playmakers. Rome Odunze, they have DJ Moore, the Panther, the ex-Panther. So the Packers have played him in the past. And then Luther Burden, the third, the rookie receiver. They also have Devin Duvernay and Zacchaeus from the old Falcons. So they do have some playmakers. Cole Kmet also, the rookie Loveland, Colston Loveland. And the offensive line is way better than it used to be. I saw this thing about Joe Thuney where he was playing at the Patriots and they won Super Bowls, and then he went to the Chiefs and they won Super Bowls, and now he's at the Bears. So hopefully that doesn't continue. I don't think Joe Thuney has that much to do with it all, but he is a really good offensive lineman. Their left guard is really what is good, obviously. So, and then on the other side they have Jonah Jackson, and then they have a young guy Darnell Wright at right tackle. At left tackle they have Ozzie Trapillo, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and then Drew Dahlman in the middle at center. So the offensive line for the Bears is pretty good, but I think this Packers defense, after what they did against the Lions, 3 sacks, Micah Parsons had 2.5 of them, and what they've kind of been mustering up the last few weeks, I think Devontae Wyatt, with Devontae Wyatt being out, I think Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary are really going to have to step up on the outside. What they've been doing with Parsons has been really exciting to see. Hopefully they can kind of create some more angles and mismatch opportunities for him. But like I said, it's going to come down to, will Lucas Van Ness play? Will Brenton Cox get in there? Those 2 guys coming back on the edge will be nice little pieces to add. But we have Kingsley Enagbare right now, and then Aaron Mosby a little bit. He plays mostly special teams. But for the Green Bay Packers, Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons are going to be the biggest pieces. Can we bottle up the run, contain the run, and then keep Caleb Williams in the pocket and make it so he can't get outside and make big plays downfield? He is definitely a scrambler. You can see he can make plays with his feet and obviously on the run, throwing the ball. So those guys have their work cut out for them, but it's also does Quay Walker play? That's another big thing. He didn't play against the Lions. I think they sat him out as a precaution. He did have like a little stinger, but I think he'll be back in. He should be good to go. Keyshawn Nixon also didn't play. Should be good to go. I think he didn't play, but he should be good to go. He had a stinger from running into Devontae Wyatt. So he should be good. And then I think Nate Hobbs is coming back on the back end. So Packers are starting to get healthy at the right time. I'm not sure if Hobbs will be back for the Bears game, but he is progressing. And so all these guys coming back, all the guys that I mentioned coming back, maybe not all of them for the Bears game, but looks like we're going to get them back in the next few weeks. Really exciting to see that. Packers also coming off a little mini bye. I know the Bears also had kind of a mini bye too because they had the Friday game, but we do have an extra day of rest, which is nice. And then, just keep it going against. Keep this streak alive. We beat the Vikings and the Lions. I thought if we got out of this 3-game stretch, 2 out of 3, that'd be great, but we can't have the one that we don't win be against the Bears. So now it's going to have to be 3 out of 3. Just sweep this whole NFC North. But like I said, okay, so if Quay Walker's back, we got Edgerrin Cooper, who's playing amazing. I still don't want to see him miss as many tackles as he has. He's got to just kind of break down and be solidified with the tackle that he's making, not get beat left or right or obviously arm tackles. So I want to see more consistency out of him. Isaiah McDuffie's playing really well. I like what I see out of him. Hopper comes in and plays well also. So for the Packers, can they keep the running game Swift and Monangai kind of contained? All those guys are going to have to kind of figure that out. And then, like I said, there's the playmaking ability of Williams and the receivers does create a lot of mismatches sometimes. And the Packers, if Nixon can't go or isn't going to go, that might be an issue, but I think he's going to go. Carrington Valentine's been playing good. And then the young guy, Kamal Hayden. And then, and so hopefully, some of these young guys can step up, start making plays. Javon Bullard's been playing excellent at the kind of nickel slot position. His cover rate is great. And, on the back end, Evan Williams playing awesome. Like once a game, he has like a a run blitz from the safety position where he just stuffs a run for like 2 or 3 yard loss. So really exciting to see his game kind of progress. He's got 3 interceptions on the years also. Hopefully we can get some turnovers against this Bears team. That defense has been turning the ball over against teams, forcing turnovers all year against teams. Keep saying it wrong. So this Packers team is going to have to be really, really smart with the football. Jordan Love's going to have to make good plays, good decisions on the field, and run the football, get Josh Jacobs, Emmanuel Wilson going, Chris Brooks a little bit. Hopefully Marshawn Lloyd can get back. He's the guy I like to see out there, but he just cannot stay healthy. So we'll be excited to see him. And then, like I said, on the back end, Xavier McKinney, I need to see more out of him. He had so many interceptions last year. I know teams aren't trying him this year because he's going to pick you off and they just don't throw it his way. Maybe that's really a big sign of respect, which I think it is. But his stats are way down this year, obviously, because of it. So just want to see if he can make some plays, kind of trick Caleb into something, or maybe the disguise can fool the quarterback and make him make an errant throw, or let's get some turnovers against this Bears team. Let's run it up. I know a few years ago, probably like 10, 15 years ago now, but Aaron Rodgers had a 42-0 lead against the Bears at halftime in one of the games. Be really exciting to see that. We still own you, even with Jordan Love. But go Pack, go. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Packers win this one. I think it's going to be 34-20 at Lambeau Field. Maybe a little bit of snow. I'm really excited to see kind of how, Brandon McManus keeps going. He's been playing well. See if the special teams. We pay Rich Bisaccia like the most money out of all special teams coaches, and our special teams is really not great. We cover things okay, but our return game is just awful. I mean, we haven't been able to do anything in the return game. So I know our returner's in a walking boot, which to me would be a telltale sign that you should probably just have somebody else return it for now. Maybe he's not as quick on his feet as he needs to be. But anyway, I want to see a little bit more of the special teams, and hopefully we can get this game against the Bears. The Packers 8-3-1. The Bears 9-3. That tie could be weird, but if we can beat the Bears in the next 2 games that we have in Week 14 this week, and then Week 16 after the Denver game, we go to Chicago, and that one got flexed to 720, like I was saying. So go Pack, go. Thanks again for watching. Peace out, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. 34-20 Packers. Peace.